Hello everyone. I had to rehang a section of gutter I had removed to make room for soffit work. All those gutter nails were pretty loose fitting, so they were replaced with gutter screws. That length of gutter on the lawn was cut from a full-length seamless gutter, which was nice, but I wasn't going to try to handle a length of gutter that size by myself, so I cut it. This is where I cut and separated the two sections of gutter. There's a gap because I had to open space to work my tools in to get a reasonably clean cut. There's a lot of white screw heads showing on the rehung gutter and white nail heads showing on the fascia. So I'll be spray painting it brown on our next good weather day. But I have to close this gap first. So all that's left here is I need to join those two sides together and seal them. That's where I cut the gutters and separated them. Now I need to fabricate a bridge for that gap. Okay, now I'm going to work on joining the two ends of the gutter. There's like a gap between those two ends in front of the fascia. And I just went out and looked at it again. It's like 2 inches. I don't even need to get up there and measure it. I'm going to work with a 2-inch gap. So I'm going to cut a piece of gutter 8 inches long. That's 3 inches on one side and the 2-inch gap, and then 3 inches on the other side. They sell a kit to do this at the home center. And it costs quite a bit of money for a simple little 2 or 3 inch piece like that that's made to go under the gutters and join them together. I'd rather make my own. Theirs doesn't bridge a gap anyway. This piece needs to slide onto here, which it almost can without being rebent, but not quite. I'm going to rebend it so they fit together better. Now I just need to take this crease out of here, start by hand. Use this body hammer. That's pretty good, nice and flat. There. And there. At one time I had this job where I had to create a bunch of flashings, and I happened to stumble on this bending jig at a yard sale. So I bought it for a bargain price, and I've used it a few times. It comes in handy when it comes in handy. And right now it's going to come in very handy. Put these very close to the piece. I want them close into the work so they hold tight right where it's needed. So I'm going to bend it now. Want it to stay at 90 degrees. That looks pretty good. Couldn't be any more perfect than that. That's a tighter crease than the original extrusion makes. Okay, let's see how they mate together. There's actually a little gap there, maybe a little too much space, but this will make it easy to fit them together up there when I'm up on the ladder. And these gaps will be filled with 100% pure silicone caulking using that GE lifetime silicone. So it's not going to leak, and it's going to look good. Let's see. It's going to look fine. So I'm going to try that out. I think it's going to work just fine. I'm going to take a file to these edges. There's a burr right there. I'm going to just clean these edges up a bit. Other than that, this is ready to go. And what this is going to do is overlap here 3 inches, and then there's a 2-inch gap, and then the other piece comes in here 3 inches, and that's going to join them, and it's going to be sealed very well. It's not going to leak. I already know that because I've done this kind of thing before. I think I need to take this nail out the rest of the way just to make room so I can swing the hammer. I used a body hammer and dolly to flatten the bottom edges of the gutter ends. Oh yeah, that's much better. Yeah, that's going to work. Okay. This is GE Advanced Silicone, 100% waterproof, 40% more flexibility, freeze and sunproof, 5 times stronger adhesion, 30-minute rain ready, shrink and crack proof, won't blemish metals, lifetime guarantee. Got to puncture the seal, and it's brown, just like it's supposed to be. Lots of silicone in there. Just going to eyeball it for center. Slide it up in there. Now to hold everything in place, this might be overkill, but it reaches over everything and it will hold. It'll squeeze the bottoms of the pieces together here. It'll take hours for the silicone to cure, so I have some time to work, but I want to quickly get the pop rivets in. I'm using a pop rivet and a flat washer to go over it, hopefully. Let me try a washer on this one. Now that the first one has everything squeezed nice and tight, yeah, it might be alright. Gotta get the silicone off of here before the hole gets plugged. It's already plugged. Now I'm going to work this metal edge over. Doesn't look bad. No one's going to see it from down below. Especially after it's painted. It's all going to blend in and disappear. Thanks for watching. Please take a moment to like and subscribe.